go out in a few minutes, okay? Good morning. Grayson says good morning too. We go out in a few minutes. I haven't made coffee this morning because I'm going to go out with friends for coffee later. And I wanted to talk about something that some people are going to be able to relate to. Some people are going to just totally, don't know what I'm talking about. But, here I've been sharing about how I have decided to take my life in control again and get rid of the weight that I almost didn't realize I was gaining over the last maybe, 10 months or so when I was sick several times with upper respiratory things. Thank God I never got COVID. Well, okay, here I am, but see, I've got this and, and I've got that, the places where it goes when you're older, So, but I'm still wearing size 8 jeans, small top, and I was thinking about this morning. When I was like size 14, 16, 18, 20, and then some. I think there were some 22s in there. Might have stopped counting after that. And I would sometimes hear ladies who were probably, size 12, 10, 8, 6, even smaller, talking about, oh, yes, I've gained 10 pounds and I need to take it off. I would think, some nerve. If I was their size, I would thank God and shut my mouth. And here I am, a size 8. But you know what? You who may be listening who are in larger sizes, maybe even very large sizes, who feel, things bind you and you're hanging over things, and when you walk, you got extra parts moving and jiggling, and you're just not comfortable in your own skin if you're honest about it. You know what? That's how I feel. It's not a size. It's not if you're over this, you pass this limit and then you're too big. It's really a personal thing. And I don't feel comfortable in my own skin because when I am sitting down, see this? Last year, this was not there. Okay? And how did that happen? It happened because I was eating for comfort when I was feeling sick. So I'm making use of my life book and the support of my health coach and a like-minded community on Facebook. And yes, I'm using meal replacements that my program provides when you're in the weight loss phase because I want to get back down, okay? I had lost almost 50 pounds 3 years ago. I was keeping it off. And then in the last several months, all of a sudden, I put on like 15 pounds. And, well, to be honest, I think I put on 5 of them when I was in Europe, trying all the different foods in the places I went. But then definitely 10 pounds in recent months. That's Grayson playing with his squeaky toy. Oh, yes, I'm talking about you, don't you? Yes, I'm talking about you. Get your toy. Go get it. Go get it. I think, it's funny, in the mornings recently, he's wanted to play even before he goes out. Yes, good boy. Anyhow, so those of you who are, bigger, don't feel angry at me or like, who does she think she is or something. But even though that's how I used to feel about people like me, I didn't understand that even if you tend to be smaller, you can still feel not comfortable in your own skin. You can still have poor eating habits, You can still have poor habits of motion, hydration, sleep, forming, a healthy environment. You may not know how to do that. Mental health, that's so important too. So just because you might think somebody looks okay or good on the outside, that doesn't mean they've got it together. We so often tend to look at our insides, and we tend, usually we're harsh critics of ourselves, and we compare that to what we see on the outside. Come here, Gray. Come here. On somebody else, and we come up short, right? Because we know all the messed up stuff that's in us, but we look at them and we think, oh gosh, look at them, they're a nice size, they look like they have it so together. Or the family, look at that lovely family, or the husband, the wife, the children, everybody's so well behaved, and the husband's holding his wife's hand, and oh my goodness, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, right? For years, I was the wife in the look at that nice family. And, little did people know, I was so unhappy, and very dysfunctional things were going on in our family. So don't compare your insides to somebody else's outsides. And, in the same vein, I have to say that, again, you might look at me and say, oh, if I was her size, I would thank God and shut my mouth. Well, I am not comfortable. You saw, the extra that's hanging over, and that makes me uncomfortable. I want to be able to fit nicely into my clothes and not have things binding me and stuff, just like you, just like somebody who's a size 24 or something. So we're all very much the same. We all have struggles, and we all have similar struggles. And one of the things that I'm working on is, I should say, a bunch of things I'm working on are my habits of health. And that's what I coach people in. So often they say that, what is the saying about some people, oh golly, it's about teachers. Something like if teachers could do, they would, but instead they teach. Well, that's not necessarily true. I teach things. When I coach people, I support them in principles that I use. And one of the principles is that I'm on a lifelong journey. This is lifelong transformation. And you know what? Sometimes I end up finding out that I have problems that I have never dealt with. That's what happened, during the time that in the last 10 months or so. Come here, pup. So now I'm dealing with them. But, I didn't gain back 50 pounds. I only gained back 10 or 15. And I realized, wait, I need to get some things in order. There are things that have gotten out of order, or there were things I've never dealt with before. I'm going to deal with them now. I'm growing, I'm changing, I have a growth mindset. I looked at my life and I said, something's wrong. What's wrong here? And once you identify a problem, which is I realized, oh gosh, this is like the comfort eating that I used to do, but I'm doing it sort of in a different context now, so I didn't recognize it. I need to deal with this the same way I dealt with my problem of comfort eating back in the past. Anyhow, I know that everybody has, places to go and things to do, and I need to feed this doggy and take him out. Oh, you're such a sweet doggy, Grayson. So I'll talk with you another day. Probably talk with you later today. Tomorrow for sure. Okay? So I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm going to go get my coffee later.